Hey, black belt collector. Still rolling through the Halloween season, the horror season. DC versus vampires. So, been sitting on Batman for quite a while actually. Shazam, the most recent Walmart exclusive from this line. He's in all the stores that I've seen. Nightwing came right before him. But Batman, quite an older figure, and I've been sitting on it for a while. I found it for a good price. But man, now it's even jumped up crazy in price, like over $100. Ridiculous. Please don't pay that much for this guy. And it's a $20 retail. So I'm not going to resell it. I'm going to open them up from my collection. I love the horror DC vibes. Now, DC versus vampires wasn't the greatest story ever. No, of course not. But the figures look really cool. So let's rip them out of the package here. I've got the other figures in the line. We'll talk about the story a little bit and just have some fun posing the figures. All right, so got all these guys out of the packaging. Now, Batman. This is the oldest figure. This is the Hush body. Same cape, same body, everything. I've got the Hush Batman right here. You can tell it's completely the same, just a different head sculpt and different hands. So I actually like the body quite a bit. It has really, really good articulation. Probably the best of the three. Just moving him around, the articulation feels solid. I really like this sort of brownish red body that he's on. I don't have any other Batman in my collection that have this same color scheme. So it looks cool. Of course, with these figures, it's all about the head sculpts. You could see he's got blood all over his cowl, bloody eyes, bloody mouth. So, spoilers for DC versus vampires. If you haven't read the story itself, it really starts with vampires slowly taking over, but it starts with Hal Jordan. So, you don't really know. In the first issue, it's revealed that Hal is a vampire and he starts to kind of slowly take out the Justice League. I think the first one he takes out is the Flash. He perceives the Flash to be the most dangerous, I guess. I don't really remember exactly why. But man, look at that head sculpt. That is something to behold. That's really what got me into collecting the figures was I picked up Hal Jordan and Superman, and I loved the head sculpt, so I've had Batman and Nightwing for a little while, and Shazam just came out. So, Nightwing, this is going to be huge spoilers for DC versus vampires if you haven't read the story. But it is revealed actually quite later on in the series. The whole time they're looking for the head vampire, the king vampire. You know that classic trope: you kill the one at the top, and the rest of them will fall, right? Well, it's Nightwing. Yes, it is revealed to be Nightwing, which is a huge shock, because he plays off the whole time as if he's a good guy, right? You don't know, and then all of a sudden it's revealed. Not only is he a vampire, but he is the king. I love that he comes with a heart. So he's got a hand that can hold the human heart, and then you can swap out the hand if you want him to hold his the Screama sticks. They plug into the back. I love how they plug into the back, and there's a little notch right there where the edge will fit right in. So you just snap it in, push it down, bam, it clicks right into place. Beautiful. Love the way it holds. I really wish that the Teen Titans or the Titans Nightwing had come with that same back piece with the Eskrima sticks. It's a very big piece of Nightwing that's missing from that figure. You can't really do much swapping with these guys because they all have blood on them, and yeah, it's just this right here. But man, the body looks great. He probably has the hardest articulation to manipulate, which is funny because you would think Nightwing should have the best, really. But it just feels very stiff. He feels, I mean, look, I'm sitting there twerking on it. It feels very, very stiff, whereas Batman is so fluid. I don't know, maybe that's a sign of the newer figures. They have a little bit tougher joints to move around. Shazam. Now, the one thing I don't like about this Batman is the cape. Of course, I would much prefer the cloth cape. Totally spoiled by the cloth capes now. And it really is noticeable when you go back and try to pose these guys around. It's just this huge, ugly chunk of, soft plastic cape that is going to hinder his articulation. It's heavy in the back, so he falls backwards. That's why I have him on a stand, because he will just fall. I don't have Hush Batman on a stand because he's standing straight up. But if you want to get this guy in any kind of leaning pose, you got to use a stand, really. Now, Shazam, look at the head sculpt. That is the most vampire of all the head sculpts, really. This one and Superman. Yeah, the Scream, the most vampire. My favorite is probably the Hal Jordan, but these are something to behold, man. So, Shazam. Of all of these guys, of course, if Shazam really was a vampire, we would all be screwed, right? How are you going to stop that? So, continuing with spoilers for DC versus vampires, Damian Wayne Robin is a vampire, but for some reason, he is the only one that can sort of control the urge and still fights with the good guys. So, that's why he comes with stakes. He is the vampire hunting the other vampires. All of the rest of them are just pure evil, as far as I can tell. But not Damian Wayne. Why is that? I don't remember if it's explained in the comic or not. I think it's just because he's just such a gray character. So the way they take down Nightwing and everything in the comic is really cool. Really cool. The only one I'm missing here is Joker. I didn't pick up the Joker vampire figure. When I saw him in the store, I just thought, that's weird. I don't even remember Joker being in DC versus Vampires. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember him even being in the series at all. I think he's mentioned, but he's never actually shown. So, skipped on that figure. In hindsight, probably should have just picked him up, for $20 when he was in the stores, because I've never seen him since. Batman comes with this really cool axe with a bat on it, and it's got like a stake at the end. So I'm pretty sure this is used in the comics. I don't really remember. It's been a while since I've read it. But of course, he could hold it if you want him to. Shazam, he comes with fists, but I don't know why you would ever want to use the fists when he's got these awesome bloody hands. So the claw hands and then the blood on that one. Really great. Let's get all of these guys in the frame here. So we'll scoot over Shazam, put Batman toward the back, bring in Superman, and then Hal Jordan. So yeah, that's pretty much the setup here. These guys look great. Just missing Joker, but that's all right. I love horror figures. I love DC Comics. So this is just kind of a no-brainer for me as a collector. Very excited to have all these guys on the shelf. So I've got like my NECA horror figures on the shelf, and now I've got these guys on the shelf just for the horror season, and probably swap them out throughout the year. But these guys look awesome. Let me know if you have that Batman, would you have kept it sealed and tried to resell it, or just crack it open? It's a really cool figure. So that's it. Appreciate you guys. Happy Halloween. Enjoy the horror season while you still can. We'll see you on the next one.